Yeah, you sound low. Yes.
Does it sound better now? Maybe it's the microphone. It still sound low?
No, it sounds better.
Okay, so it is this microphone. All right.
Yeah. All right. I'm at to play this song of ours. I'm gonna start it off now. Can you hear it? Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I love this song, yo. It's my song. But I make me up in here doing acapella. Like,
You so silly.
go figure. You like the trigger. You brought me to an obstructed view. When you knew the picture was bigger. Who am I kidding? You knew from the beginning. You ruined everything. You do it every time. You are my enemy. You are no friend of mine, motherfucker. You motherfucking right. You motherfucking right.
Right, I'm
You're
triggered.
motherfucking right. I'm triggered. You're motherfucking right on. Hey sis. I just think you like
Oh, what up? What up,
that.
Kendra?
Huh?
No, I'm saying hi to Kendra. To sis.
We playing this song. Y'all hear this song, Triggers, by my girl. Doing it. I'm about to burn this bitch down. Think I need to lie down. Cause I'm not trying to wild now. But right now, the Lord can roll up, might fuck around and go crazy on cuz. Alright.
Look at you. You in the
That's
zone.
my song, yo. I'm listening to this song. Well, I used to listen to it a lot. Cause I have some triggers. I ain't gonna lie.
We all do. We
We
all
all
do.
got triggers.
And that is what today's
You
episode
motherfucking
is. Triggers.
right.
What are triggers?
Alright,
You got
let's
the
start.
definition of triggers?
Alright, that is my song. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to Talk with TZ. I'm your
Welcome.
host, TZ, with my co-host, Web in the
Your guy
building.
Web. What up? What up? What up, world?
And you
How
are
we all doing
listening,
tonight?
right? You listening and watching another episode of the Venus versus Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Intro music. Yeah, Nate. How you like that? How you like that, Nate?
What up, Nate?
Because, you know, our topic today is
Triggers.
triggers. We all, I think like we all have triggers.
No matter what anybody say, we all got triggers. Everybody got something that triggers them.
Right.
Whether it's something that probably stems from a parent, maybe from dealing with friends, from bad experiences in life, relationships. You know what I mean? Like, it's usually, it's not always emotional, but usually it causes an uproar and emotion.
Yeah, some type. So I looked up, you know, definition.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, of course, it said to release or activate by means of a trigger like a firearm. We know that. It says to ignite, or set off by a trigger. And then it says to cause an intense and usually negative emotional reaction in someone.
Mm.
So.
Mm-hmm. And that's where we all fall into that category.
Yes, I think so. Kia said she already starting. Anything trigger me, so just don't play.
What up, Kia? Kia, funny.
Just joking. Hey, Kia.
That's funny. What up, Kia?
So I don't know. I have some triggers.
Talk about. You want to talk about some of your triggers?
Yeah, I could start off tonight with some of my triggers. So one of my real bad triggers, which I have gotten way better with, was my
wait. I'm sorry, not to cut you off. Before,
what?
You want to give some examples of triggers?
I mean, relationship or something that somebody might say. Somebody might be talking about a certain topic and it triggers your emotions and your feelings because it might be something that you dealt with. You could see something happening and it triggers you.
Being alone can be a trigger. Spending too much time alone.
Really?
Yeah, like isolation or feeling. I want to use discarded, but feeling ostracized or pushed away or feeling like nobody want to mess with you. You know what I mean? Like that can be a trigger. Being judged, criticized, teased. Those are all examples of triggers.
Okay, you want to talk about that? Let's go
Anniversary
into
dates.
my triggers.
When somebody dies, that could be a trigger.
So that could be too. I mean, it could trigger your emotions and make you think of things. But I think that, I don't know, I feel like when people have triggers, most of us, I don't know, I feel like most of us react with those triggers. I mean, some people probably don't. They might just deal with it. But so, for example, like you said, somebody could be being messed with. So, for instance, let's talk about a trigger I had when I was young. Well, not when I was young, but as I got older, it became a trigger. And I think that's why I'm so big on advocacy nowadays. When I was younger, and people never believe me, but I used to get bullied a lot. So, yes.
I see why people don't believe you.
Yes, TZ used to get bullied a lot. So, like elementary, middle school, summer high school. Ain't nobody lying, Nate. Listen, I had a rough upbringing, like far as my parents, my household, things like that. So I used to get bullied. I ain't have one of the name brand stuff. You know, we used to get talked about a lot and just a lot of things. So when I was younger, I, dealt with that. But when I had gotten to high school, and I want to say maybe around my sophomore, junior year, I told myself that, like, anybody that say anything to me, it's a wrap. So that's why people they don't believe that I was bullied, because they looked at me as a bully. Like, but I wasn't really a bully. It just was, if somebody says something negative to me, if somebody says something wrong to me, I dealt with that for so long. And that made me just want to set off on you, because for so long, I just dealt with being bullied. And I was at the point of saying, like, nah. So anybody that had something smart to say, I was ready to fight you. Like, I don't even care if it was something small. You just disrespected me. So now I'm ready to fight you. So then in high school, people was looking at me as a bully, but I'm like, I'm not starting the trouble. But somebody say something to me or somebody disrespect me because of what I went through,
you're going to finish it.
I was going to finish it. So now as I'm older, I hate to see bullies. That shit triggers me. Like, when I say bully, I just mean with anything. Like, so now I'm so big on advocacy and advocating for people that they can't defend themselves, they can't stick up for themselves. It triggers me, yo. Like, I could be at work and see something like that, and it'll trigger something in me, like, and it'll make me mad, because I'm like, and I feel like when me and you was talking yesterday, I feel like I was thinking about that. And I said, I think that that's something that triggers me. And I didn't even look at it in that way. And I'm like, that's a trigger. Because to this day, it bothers me. Like, oh, you gonna do this to this person? They can't defend themselves, or they scared to speak up. Oh, let me do it for you. Yes. So I think that's one reason why I'm like so big on advocating for others, and not in a bad way. Just like, I'm one of the people that's willing to go, as far as I need to, in a positive way. Like I said, in high school and out of high school and stuff, it was like, I wasn't having it. You wasn't about to say nothing to me, but it's because of the things I went through. Yeah. So I think that's a trigger.
That's definitely a trigger. All right, what are some ways that you feel like you've handled? Kendra, agree. What do you think are some ways that you feel you've handled it? Because you've told me, you've explained to us just now about how you stick up for others now. But in dealing with it, like, what other ways did you find other than just fighting back? Did you find any other ways to kind of deal with it, or just you decided to fight back?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think that I found other ways to try. I think I may have found other ways to channel it, but it just disturbs me when I see people do and say things to people that they know, that they're not gonna say nothing or defend themselves. So sometimes I have to know to pick and choose my battles. I had to learn that.
That's very important, because sometimes you want to fight a battle that's not to say that you want to fight a battle that's not yours, because like you said, you want to help protect people, but sometimes you fight a battle that's not your battle to fight, period. And it ends up ruining you more than if you just mind your business. You know what I mean?
Right. I agree with you on that. So I had to pick and choose, like, certain things and certain battles, but
for the most part. Like even with work, like sometimes I gotta be like, Shantae, shut up. Like, and that's in any job. Like, I just, Shantae, be quiet. Like, cause it's not your business, or it just be different things. And I'd be like, you know what? You can't save everybody, girl. But it just bothers me. And I think that still triggers me from my past of when I got bullied and when I had to deal with things and put up with certain stuff, and then who it turned me into, as at one point turned me to this beast, but like, seriously. Oh, wait, sorry.
Comments?
Yes. My father said he can't be, you know what, Dad? You're done.
That's what he said.
She said my
Sister
sister
definitely
definitely
handled
handled
her
her
business.
business. Yes, I
That's
did.
what's up. That's what's up.
Isa said, she said, hi. She said, I don't like bullies either.
Hi,
Me
Isa.
either.
Yeah, I don't like bullies either. Bullies.
Oh my God. Here go my
Can't stand
stepfather.
bullies.
Why is my family hot? They coming in hot.
Oh, they coming in hot. What?
He said, how about when you beat that tall white girl up in high school and got arrested? You know why? She came at me. She thought she was brolic. She got in my face. She was one of them girls that thought she was from the hood. Like, if she got in my face, like,
This is what, New Britain? This is New Britain High?
Yes. And she thought she was real tough. She got in my face, and I had to give her one. I got her in school, and then because I got suspended 10 days out of school, I
fought her outside of school
and beat her up again. I was like, oh, you got me suspended for 10 days? Like, you going down. Like,
yeah, for real. That's funny.
Oh, my God. All right.
Hey, yo, thank you for sharing that, Step Pops. That's a great story. I like this story.
It was crazy. Like, the security guard I kicked him in the face. He tried to say he was going to sue me. I'm like, you the security guard. Nobody, because one of his eyes was low. So I'm like, but you jumped in it. You know you can't see like that.
That's your job, bro. You can't sue me. That's your job.
He was so mad. He was talking about how he was going to sue me and stuff. I was like, what? I'm in high school. Like,
yeah, that is funny.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Kendra said she got that ass beat twice. No lie. It wasn't even that. I'm telling you, anybody that said it was the triggers from my past of being bullied and people bothering me and me not doing nothing and dealing with it and just internally not really dealing with it. I'm young too. I don't know.
Yeah.
So when it got to that point of a defense mechanism, so now I got that defense up. Like you said, what you said? Oh, and it didn't matter what size you were. You could have been the same size as me, height, skinnier. It didn't matter. If you disrespected me in high school, like that was it. Even outside of high school, but I had to get to a point of changing that type of defending myself into the advocacy part that I have in me now. So
you flip the script. That's good.
I flipped the script in a positive way.
Now with triggers, there's two ways of dealing with triggers because I know I've dealt with triggers in the two ways. There's what they call a fight or flight response.
Yeah.
Fighter. I can be a fighter at times, but I'm a lover more than a fighter. So
I'm a lover
too. I have times where I choose I just won't deal with the situation. I just back down from the situation, and sometimes that's sometimes that's a good way to handle it. But like you were saying earlier, you got to learn when to pick and choose your battles. I got to learn when to, and sometimes I pick to not battle when I should battle, and I pick to battle when I shouldn't battle.
I like that.
You know what I mean? And I'm learning as I grow older and mature more and more and more. Because I was a person at first, I used to try to tell people like, yo, chill, don't, you know what I mean? But and that's like from one of my triggers is from my youth, like with my family. I get, like you said, you got bullied. I'm more so bullied within my family, right? I'm like the black sheep. That's how it turned to being a black sheep. So I didn't know how to deal with it because I had a lot of love for my family. Still to this day, they will. My family isn't bad. I love my family to death. Shout out to them, but they will take advantage of the fact that I care so much and use that against me.
So you know how does that?
And that's a trigger.
So how does that? So what your family did? How does that trigger you with the next person? Like if you
so now with relationships and stuff like that, or not even just relationships, sometimes in my friendships, I find myself I wouldn't necessarily call it paying for friendship, but trying to be accepted. I don't want to overstep a boundary that I create in my head. It's not even a boundary that's there. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's the trigger from before, like, oh, if I do this thing, I'm
This
gonna
is
be
gonna happen.
that's gonna happen. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So so instead of so I find myself with my friends now. I'm getting to a point where it's like I gotta address a situation right there and then, instead of letting it fester and fester and fester. And then when I'm complaining, everybody like, but you seemed okay with it. No, I'm not okay with it.
So you had to learn how to take that trigger, and now you learn how to work with it. So it's no longer so it no longer can become a trigger. It's something that you kind
No,
of
it's
got
still a
under
trigger
control.
because I be having to take off on people sometimes. Even my mom sometimes. Like I gotta, because she knows just how to trigger me.
Right.
You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
God. You want to talk about people knowing how to trigger?
Like,
Sorry, you have go.
yeah, so like, so sometimes I get, and because I'm a man, like I would never put my hands on my mother, never in my
You
life.
better
You know
not
what I'm saying?
ever.
You get what I'm saying? Like never ever. That wouldn't even cross my mind. But
Nah.
if I'm
Right.
angry and I'm yelling, she had mentioned the other day that she gets afraid, and that made me feel away because I'm like, Ma, afraid of me? Like really? And she's
Your
like, yeah,
voice
like
do get a little bit.
it get, but my family loud. You know what I mean? My brother's a really loud person. My mother's really loud. Like my sister, we all loud.
Right.
So I don't mean to be loud, but I've had to adapt to being loud because my family's loud. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not gonna be heard if I don't get loud too.
Right.
So now with the emotional things, like certain buttons get pressed, and they always say you can't control people's actions. You can only control how you respond to it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I'm learning now that my responses to stuff
Mm-hmm.
don't always be the best response.
Right. Especially when, like, if you're upset, if you like not in a calm space or time to actually
Exactly.
think about the situation, you just lash out.
Exactly.
It can.
Exactly.
So we're gonna go to some comments, as well as I forgot to tell anybody, if you guys want to join me in web actually on the live. Kendra, can you put the link up for me? My sister's
Tap
gonna
in.
put the you put it in there.
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh, my sister's gonna put the link in the into the comments for me. And if you guys want to join, just let us know and we can add you on.
Yeah, share some of your triggers or talk to us about how you dealt with being triggered. Oh, Kia
Right.
just
So Kia said, seriously though, a trigger for me is when someone says one thing and does the opposite.
I feel like that's a trigger for a lot of women.
Definitely.
Cause like for me, a trigger for me is, don't tell me I'm saying something that I'm not saying. Oh, I did something I didn't do.
Oh my God.
That's a trigger for me.
But you know what's crazy? That when people say that, like, okay, so I hate when somebody said I did something that I didn't, right? Mm-hmm. But people try to say, like, when you're trying to prove yourself, you're guilty. I don't
Sometimes,
believe that.
Exactly.
I'm a type of person, I don't like that. If I'm, first of all, I'm a type of person, like, I'll let you know, like, I'm a very open person. I'm private, but I'm open, and I'm not ashamed of a lot of things. So at the end of the day, if you say if I did something, like my kid's father used to constantly say that, like, or try to blame me for stuff. But then when I would like react to it and try to tell them like what, like he would just be like, oh, you're guilty, you're lying. Look at, like, on some real, I'm not gonna lie, he was one of my biggest triggers.
They will play with your head. My baby mother's a big trigger for me. She's a lot
one
like
of
my mother.
Biggest
and my
triggers,
mother's the biggest trigger. Like,
but now I'm learning how to deal with him not being a trigger. Like once I see that, like, he might be starting some beat, like saying something I don't want to hear, or he's trying to turn the conversation around, it's done, because I have to learn, like, yo, I can't let you get me to that point
out of my character.
Right. Okay, let me see. Miles says some of the past situations may be causing trauma for some that may not have had the opportunity to get professional help. They may need to help them overcome it.
True. Oh, I can't hear. What happened? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, sorry. Somebody was trying to contact me, but it said, you see the comment, some of the past situations may still cause trauma for some that may not have had the opportunity to get the professional help. They may need to help them overcome it. I believe that that's true. That's true.
I myself, I have just recently seek professional help for dealing with certain things because it's like I'm for the age I'm at to be reacting the way I be reacting and stuff. That means stuff is really really deep rooted. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think a lot of it has to do with, like I was saying earlier, my choices to flight instead of fight earlier. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
festered. So now when I'm reacting to stuff, I'm mad and I get angry. Again, like I said, I never put my hand on my mouth, but people get afraid. And I'm like, damn, like I'm the most lovable, soft kind of character there is. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to, if I gotta fight you, I'm gonna fight you. But I don't like to fight. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather mediate a situation than fight.
Right. But once
Because
you start
it's usually a
getting,
lack of understanding.
yeah, and then
But then
once
what
you start raising your voice, people say you trying to argue with them. I get that
is
sometimes
that?
too from
You know what I
people.
mean?
Hey,
Like
Auntie Cat.
just
Sorry.
recently,
Go ahead. I'm listening.
just recently, I had a situation with my baby mother. You seen that status I posted about Saluna? She had her knees in my back. And I'm like,
Oh
yo, this
yes.
girl put her knees in my back one more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like not even 2 minutes later, she put her knees in my back again. And so I'm like, Saluna, watch your knees.
Uh-huh.
And her mother woke up and was like, yo, like why you like why you yelling at her? I'm like, I'm not yelling. I just spoke loud because she's sleeping and I want her to hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And then she accused me of cussing at her. You're like, oh, you said, get your effing knees out my back. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, no, I didn't. Like, I would never cuss at my daughter like that. It's not even that serious to cuss at her. You know what I'm saying? But she almost had me believing that I cussed at her. Cause I'm like, damn, I did just, maybe I was too tired to remember if I cussed at her.
Uh-huh.
But later on, we were having a conversation and we were having a dialogue. She's talking to me. And she stopped in the middle of what she's talking about and was like, oh, I want to apologize about earlier. You didn't cuss at her. You know what I mean? Like, I thought you might have, maybe it was just the loudness and me just waking up from a dream. I was having a weird dream and I woke up and maybe I thought that, and I'm like, yo, you like triggered the shit out of me by telling me like I cussed at her and I could have flipped about that if I let it get to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, that's what, like, I hate that interaction of telling me I'm doing something that I'm not doing and you holding firm in your belief that I did something I didn't do.
Right. But I mean, then again, that's too have to do with, I think, like perception.
Perception is a big cause for triggers.
Right.
People's perception based on their reality. Not everybody's reality is the same.
Exactly. Everybody's reality is different. We just gotta learn to respect each other's differences and stuff like that. But triggers is just like, I feel like triggers come from within, deep rooted things we never dealt with, like you said.
And perception, especially.
Yeah.
Perception plays a big role in triggers being a thing. Because
Right.
your perception might be different from mine. So I might say something and it come across a different way to you. And now you're triggered. And I didn't mean to do that at all.
Right. But you didn't know that triggers something from within them.
Exactly.
And you didn't even mean it like that. But see, you just never know what people are dealing with internally. That's the whole thing about it. And you know, some people, I hear people say like, I'm not about to walk on eggshells for this person. You better go get healed.
Yeah.
Yo, the healing process ain't as easy as people think. You know, sometimes you will want somebody to, you know, be gentle with you, but then again, sometimes you might not know. People don't talk about things that they deal with and triggers in life or things, you know, they don't talk about that. So sometimes you don't know. Let me get into some more comments because it looks like a lot. Okay. So Miles said, I personally believe that at some point in life, you have to set the standard in your life for what you won't tolerate. Correct. Most people take kindness for weakness because they rather take the path of less resistance.
Which is what I was saying.
All right, Miles.
He broke it down.
Yeah. You have to, on some, no, and then people look at you crazy. Like, I know for me, like now I have like certain standards with men. Like, I don't, you know, so I don't feel bad for that. But sometimes I'll be like, dang, Shantae, should you have these certain standards? Like, hell yes, you should have these certain standards. Like, you know, been through so much and trigger things as far as relationship wise. I'm gonna have certain standards, and I'm not gonna feel bad about that because people took my kindness for weakness. So it's like now you got that barrier up. I mean, I think that's a human thing. Like we put these barriers and these walls up when things happen to us. Oh, your sister Wit said she said very loud. Y'all family really loud.
Super loud. Yeah, we
My
are.
family's super loud too.
We dumb loud. Like,
So my stepdad said, whoa. He said, partner, you only get one mother. He said, don't even yell at her. You can think what you want, but don't ever raise your voice at your mother. Real talk.
I understand what he's saying, but that's not so easy to just do. Because again, like I said, big trigger is you telling me I'm doing something I'm not doing, and you acting as if that's the fact of the matter. And you going, and it can become a hindrance. It's like being in a relationship with somebody, and they telling you, oh, they basically, like you said with your baby father, how he's like, oh, you guilty, and you know what I mean, like, and you're not guilty. You just explaining yourself.
Right.
You're just trying to get across your point of view because clearly they don't understand that.
Right. But I was guilty for trying to get my point across. People say that though. I'm like, you know what?
No, it's not. It's not guilt. It's not any of that. It's unwise to make decisions when you're mad. Fact.
Sometimes it might be their own triggers from them too.
From them, and that's the thing. It'd be that a lot of times. It'd be that a whole lot of times. You know what I mean? And trying to get that across. If somebody's not willing to understand that, they're not willing to understand that, and that has to do a lot with perception, like we were saying earlier. People choose to flight from a situation and tell themselves it's something different than it is to feel better about it later on.
Right.
And that's only gonna bite you in the ass later.
Sometimes it can, and then sometimes you just gotta zip it, which can be hard for people like us, I guess. But I worked on it. Like, I just learned, like, pick and choose your battles. But if something triggers me, I try my best to just be like, you know what, should I deal with this? But I'm the type of person, like, I've always been the type of person I need to express myself. Like, I don't like to hold things inside. It bothers me. I don't like to keep things inside because it just starts to harbor in me, and it starts to bother me. And I feel like we should be able to express ourselves and talk to our loved ones, our friends, relationship, whatever it is, co-workers, job, whatever it is, you know, we should be able to talk like that and be able to get things off of our chest in a positive manner if we are triggered by something without it being looked at in a negative way. Miles said, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, writing helps with that. Seeking professional help helps with that.
Yes.
Just being able to talk, even having somebody to vent to, and not to take it, like, to backtrack, but to go back to, like, the episode we had about toxic relationships and having conversations with an ex about you know what I mean? Just having somebody to vent to. Listen to what I'm saying. Just having someone to vent to can be really helpful because first you want to know if they have the emotional capacity to take on your emotional baggage. If they do, but then you got to let them know whether you want to just have somebody to vent to or if you want somebody to give you feedback. You know what I mean? And then venting without feedback, it helps you process the stuff in your head and come to the right kind of decisions.
Well, yeah, I seen a meme say, when your friends come to you to talk to you, you know, the first thing you should ask them is, do you want my advice or do you just want to vent? And I think that'll make a lot of conversations go better. Like, a lot of people come to me to vent because I will listen. If I got to give my opinion, it is what it is. But sometimes, I don't know, I think I could tell when, like, my friends or close ones are, like, wanting me to say say something to them versus them just wanting me to listen. So even you, Webb.
Yeah, like, people come to me all the time. I come to you to vent sometimes. People come to me to vent all the time. But it's important to let them get their stuff off their chest.
Right. We all need that. Snacks is retarded. You see him? He said only
acknowledge the straight song. Chill, trigger.
I might gotta play that song as the outro tonight.
He's funny.
Nate said, I don't like to argue, so most of the time I just shut down and let them figure it out.
Same here. Like, but instead of letting them figure it out, I just shut down, and then they'll take the shutdown as I'm agreeing with what they. No. Oh, he's saying when people are coming to vent. That's different.
No.
He's saying when people vent, right?
Yes. Oh. Then he said, and get here took some time because in school everything was a fight. Word. Everything was like, what?
You did a lot of fighting in school, Nate?
Like, what you say?
Nate don't strike me as much of a fighter. Like,
I
I'm not
don't know
saying
if Nate was a bully in school because I didn't go to school with Nate, but I don't think so. I don't know. Uno said 48 laws.
48 laws of
Speak a
power.
little bit more on that, Uno. Mayo said, it sounds good. We're all human, and getting upset or yelling at someone is part of our human nature. Conflict resolution is a learned skill that not many of us has been educated on.
Not many in the Black community, especially, has been educated on that.
On how to resolve conflicts in a non-violent way.
In a
because a lot
non-violent
of
way.
us grew up like that.
And that's how like toxicity in relationships come about, and toxicity and family come about. Like it's been a huge setup in this country. I don't even want to get into all that, but we're gonna talk about it in another episode.
Yes, because we still gotta talk about that. But I want to hear some of their triggers. You know,
Yeah. Why don't y'all share some of y'all
Tina
triggers?
told us her trigger. Let's hear some of y'all triggers. What triggers y'all? We all have triggers. Like, Nate said, nah, I wasn't. Hold on, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. He said, nah, I wasn't a bully.
Oh,
I went to an all-white school, so every day was a test.
I can see you having to fight all the time because of that. I can see that. I definitely can see that.
So what's another trigger of yours?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't. Mostly that, because I like to not. People be like, oh, you just want to be right. Web just always want to be right. Well, just no. It's not about being right. It's about being understood. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We can agree to disagree, but people don't want to agree to disagree. They want to tell a trigger of mine is, all right, I'm explaining myself, and they be like, oh, you just feel that, and that's when I start to realize there's something deep rooted in them.
So that's why you be having so much controversy on your page.
On my statuses all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. And it's like, yo, I don't post the statuses for that. Like, I post them and I come back later in the day and my notifications is flooded. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? And then when I go read through the comments, I'm seeing what people are saying. I'm like, okay, they're taking this as that. That's not what I'm saying. They're taking this as that. That's not what I'm saying. But it's hard to clarify yourself, especially when somebody is, their perception, their experience has taught them, has solidified.
Yeah, so you saying they could have been triggered from the post and what you said.
And they hold steadfast in their beliefs because that's been their experience.
Right. I think the first step should be as being accountable of understanding that you have that trigger.
Yes.
And understand that it can come, but I mean, there's some positive triggers too. You think that we have positive triggers? I was thinking about that today.
Yeah, let me find like, hold on. I was looking at a list of triggers.
Because I think there's some positive triggers. Like when I see
children. Your children. Oh God, yeah. Here you go.
I'm about to say something, but
I know what you're about to say. You silly, yo.
I'm triggered.
Yo, you funny, yo.
But I'm sure
it happens. I'm gonna just leave it at Prince.
You know what?
It will trigger. Men get triggered by Prince. Women get triggered by Prince. You know what I mean? That's a positive trigger, and definitely.
That's funny.
Hold on, I'm gonna look for a list of triggers.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep reading the comments. So Miles said, I get upset when people can't own up to their faults, then trying their best to make you look delusional or insane because they can't accept the raw facts. Yes, Miles. I think that's what Webb is saying too.
I hate that. Oh, I hate that. Oh, yes. I hate that.
Me too. Joe said, disrespecting me or my children, that triggers all the way. Oh, I think anybody with kids, you disrespect my kids, I'm sorry. Like, all professionalism, all growth, out the door. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you family. I don't care if you I don't care who you are. Like, you're not gonna disrespect my kids. It's done. Friends, they father, I don't care.
I'm reading here. It says there's 3 types of triggers: external triggers, internal triggers, and synthetic triggers. These each have different strengths and weaknesses, and each can be used to design great behaviors that form lasting habits. Oh, let me click on this and open this page and see what they're saying.
Yes, because I think for the most part, I think all of us know what the internal ones. I want to hear this.
Hold on, external triggers. Triggers all around. When most people think of triggers, they think of external triggers. The sight of a TV remote, the sound of police sirens, or the smell of fresh baked cookies are all. Oh, that's a positive trigger. You smell cookies and it reminds you of your grandmother baking cookies, or
Right. That's what I was saying.
you
It
know,
got to be some
food, and it
positive
reminds you of a
triggers.
good, like maybe family reunion at one time. Or yeah, there's positive, definitely positive triggers.
Right.
So it says, or the smell of fresh baked cookies are all external triggers. Anything in a user's environment can be an external trigger, and each can be paired to a trigger to trigger a particular behavior. That's a key. It creates behaviors, but it triggers the behavior. For example, when some people smell cigarette smoke, it triggers the behavior of smoking. Mobile app engagement is often driven by external triggers. Facebook, social media will trigger the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Not just you, but anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they make it like that with the algorithm to it learns each individual person. Like nobody's no two people social media are the same. Even twins. You could be identical twins, and your social media will look completely different because of the algorithm and how it adapts to who you are.
Right.
Because like mobile app engagement is often driven by external triggers. Users open Waze behavior when they get in the car, trigger. Yelp wants you to open it, behavior when you are out looking for dinner, trigger. That's a different take on triggers. Okay. If you want users to open your app in response to an external trigger, there are some important questions you should ask. Is there a behavior already attached to the target trigger? If so, do you need to replace that behavior, or can you use behavior chaining? I don't know what that means. If you can detect when users are exposed to target triggers, can you use a synthetic trigger?
What's a synthetic trigger?
Synthetic. Hold on. I'm gonna skip over internal. I'm gonna go back to synthetic triggers.
I'm sorry.
Triggers made by you. Oh, this is what I was talking about by the perception thing. When you convince yourself it's something other than it is, just so you don't have to deal with it, like Mega was just saying. That's a synthetic trigger. It says synthetic triggers are triggers that have been intentionally constructed by you. The behavior design to trigger a particular behavior. These triggers are special because you have control over when, where, and how users experience them. Triggers created by other designers cannot be treated like this. Synthetic triggers, because you can't control them. For example, the particular branded color red on a Coke machine, the M of McDonald's, or the distinctive smell of Cinnabon can be viewed as synthetic triggers by the design team that controls them. Oh.
Because they're trying to trigger their audience.
Exactly.
Right?
Okay.
I think we learning something up here. I think we all kind of learning something up here.
Each of these were initially designed and paired to specific consumption behaviors, like you just said. But to any other designer, these are just external triggers. They are uncontrollable features of the user's environment. But the design of synthetic triggers is not restricted to advertising. The dramatic increase in smartphone usage and the omnipresence of mobile technology provides behavior designers with a new powerful set of tools for designing and implementing synthetic triggers for their users. The always-on web connections of mobile devices and the emergence of push-based web services are a powerful way to remotely and dynamically present synthetic triggers.
Okay.
And prompt certain behaviors.
We done learned some new stuff.
Let me see. Okay, I got three more.
You said you got what? Oh,
no, I thought it was gonna be mad longer, but it's not. So, notifications. Go ahead.
Yeah,
what you
notifications. Uno said Webb sounds like he deals with a lot of narcissists.
Bro, I can't tell them that though, because they. You're right. It'd be a whole lot of narcissism. I think maybe I have a certain level or degree of narcissism in myself too. I'm not
gonna say why you think that you drawing those type of people to you.
It's just the world that we live in nowadays. A lot of they've convinced a lot of people to be narcissists, and I'm a person that was like outside of the matrix, noticing stuff early on. You know what I mean? So I can pinpoint certain things, but people don't be ready to know. Lies don't lie to me when we both know the truth. Exactly. Like Nate just said, don't lie to me when we both know the truth. Big trigger, huge trigger, especially for me. Like, yo, what? Why are you? Because now you're trying to insult my intelligence, and I'm a very smart person. You get what I'm saying? So that's my narcissism. I take my intelligence to the head.
Yeah, sometimes,
Because I've
but
worked at it.
sometimes you be so smart to you dumb. That's what my mom taught
Sometimes,
me.
sometimes it's true.
Sometimes you be so smart to you dumb.
People have said that. Rest in peace, Castro. This old dude that used to live in my building home said that to me at one time.
Seriously, why is Mayo's comment? Okay, there you go. He said, "No one gets lied to. It's just about what you choose to believe."
Learning how to respond to it, knowing, you know what I mean, like people are very good at convincing. Don't worry, don't get me wrong. People are very good at convincing. They can be good, and especially if they know that you're going to believe them based on emotional connection.
Right.
Oh, they'll get you.
All right. So that was Miles' comment. Hold on, because we got some. All right. So they said, people lie to cover up stuff. Uno said Facebook was designed for that search social media propaganda, right? Is that what he put? Mm-hmm. Or dopamine? Sorry, I can't see.
Dopamine in your brain, yeah. It triggers that.
For the brain. Yeah, I thought he said propaganda. Dopamine, the thing that triggers in your brain.
And then there's also what people don't be, the blue light in your phone and the computers. That's what make us stare at the phone for so long. Like you could be up late night looking at your computer, looking at your phone, and you want to go to sleep, but you can't get yourself to close your eyes or close the screen or turn the phone off to go to sleep. But it's because the blue light, it's a trigger. You get what I'm saying? It's an external trigger. But let me finish reading about synthetic triggers. I didn't finish this.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you was done with the synthetic. I'll finish reading some more comments after, you guys.
It says notifications are easy to send. The hard part is sending the right ones at the right time. If you send a user a notification and they don't perform the target behavior, then the link between the trigger and the behavior is now weaker. Why didn't the user respond to the trigger? I'm gonna get into this later because I want to give examples on there are 3 reasons that a trigger might not work. 1, the user doesn't understand what they're supposed to do. 2, they don't have the ability to do what they are supposed to do. Or 3, they are not motivated to do the behavior. If you can isolate why they didn't respond to the trigger, you can change the trigger to be more effective. And that's like relationships. Like if you're dealing with a narcissist in a relationship or somebody that's manipulative in a relationship, if they see, okay, I know to do this, I want to get a person to respond, so I'm gonna do this to get you to respond this way.
Yep, they know how to get. Well, I think we all in relationships at some point in time have triggered our other half, or knowing that we know what gets them triggered, and we probably all guilty of that in some form, shape, or way.
Whether you do it purposely or not purposely,
right?
You are triggering the person,
right?
And so it says that is the biggest strength of the synthetic trigger. You can change it if your objective is.
But that means that's like synthetic. That's kind of like fake. Like it's fabricated.
It's changeable. It's malleable. You can do what you want with it.
So is that really a real trigger though?
Yeah, because I'm like, let's say I'm in control of the synthetic trigger. It's a synthetic trigger that I've created. It's not synthetic trigger to you. It's an external trigger to you. That's what they were saying earlier. It's an external trigger to you. It's synthetic to me because I've created it. But it's external to you because it's going to have.
It's something that you really dealt with. While you, on the other hand, are just basically creating. But the triggers that you talked about for synthetic, most of them were positive as far as like businesses using it to get their people to come in and the customers and stuff like that. I mean, if you look at it like that, I don't see anything wrong with that. But
go ahead, finish what you're saying.
But if you're creating a synthetic trigger to kind of just trigger people in a negative way, something is not right.
That's when you get sociopaths.
Yeah, that's not okay.
And people who comment on lives and wanna, you know what I mean, wanna try to tear you down, like that type of
gosh.
You feel me? Like, that's how you get those kind of behaviors. It's that kind of a trigger. It's like people who create. The biggest strength of the synthetic, you can change it. If your objective is long-term behavior change, then you need to eventually transition users off of synthetic triggers. if you want to get the change in behavior for a long. So it's like if you're dealing with a partner and they're immature, and you want to get that immature behavior to change, or you dealing with a family. It don't even got to be a partner. It could be a regular. It could be a relationship where like you and a cousin, or you and a friend, or you know what I mean. And they're just really immature at times, and you want to change that behavior. You can make it happen. You can create synthetic triggers that's going to change it. Because it's like they always say, if you don't let someone's energy, you don't let the energy come to you, you don't let it affect you, it goes back to where it came from. So if you got somebody that like to pick with you and mess with you and mess with you, if you ignore them, eventually they're going to have to sit and think about what it is they were trying to do, why it didn't work, now they got to think about why they tried to do it.
Right.
And now it falls back on them.
And I think too that I agree with you. And I think too that triggers as well, like you when you said relationship. So say if you're out of that relationship and you just looking at other people, and then somebody do something, and that junk just trigger you because it's from your relationship that you just like, or you might think that person might do the same thing because they were triggered, or and in reality it's just something that I feel like that person just hasn't actually healed from or dealt with.
Which is like internal triggers, and that's what it's like, triggers in your head, internal triggers.
Right.
It says sometimes they're called endogenous triggers, and are the things that the user sense inside themselves, their feelings or thoughts. These can be things like hunger, remembering that your favorite bakery is nearby, boredom, thinking about the taste of cinnamon, anxiety, thinking of someone you used to go out to drink with. Unlike external triggers, these are inner events that are private to a person's brain. Perception. Remember we were talking about that? They have the same power as external triggers to initiate behavioral habits. And behavior designers find some particular internal triggers highly attractive to pair their product with. When the behavior of interacting with your app is paired, what are they talking about? They do a lot of talking about apps in this thing. I don't know why.
Yeah, because I don't know. That's what you're talking about, the basically fabricated one, right? That's what you still was talking about.
No, this is the one. This is internal trigger. This is the triggers inside. External
ones. I think internal. That's like pretty much. Well, it should be common sense. But Joe said, "So, what's your top positive triggers?" He said, "For him, is video games, and cannabis."
Cannabis used to be a positive trigger of mine. Now I still like it, but it tends to put me in a space where I just think of my negative triggers.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? It used to be an escape from that kind of thing. And now it's gotten to a point where it's like you can't escape it. You can run for so long, you can't escape it.
Oh yeah, I mean we all have something that we use to try to cover up or not deal with certain things in our life, and ganja is definitely one of them.
Yeah, but now and you know what I noticed? People who are busy in their life, busy people who got a lot going on, a lot thinking, they use marijuana and it can calm down the thinking and it gets them to chill out and relax. People who aren't busy people like that, when they smoke, their mind starts to go. It starts to work and work and work. Not necessarily in a positive way, like I was just saying. It puts me in a space where my negative triggers just play, and I start to think about
I hear people
what caused things and what, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, yeah, I hear people that don't smoke, like say if they do smoke like one time or something, they be like, like that junk had me stuck. Like I was in my mind this whole time. And then you see the memes about like when you smoking and they be like, yo, how come? Like they be like, it's a funny joke, but that junk be real. Miles said, when the mind is triggered externally, the mind is affected in 3 areas: recalling events, remembering events and behaviors, and reminding. Recall, remind, remember. Miles, you gotta come up here one day because you're trying to speak some stuff.
Yo,
I like that.
You trying to get on the live, Mega?
He said attention is the new currency, right?
Oh man, woo boy! I could sit here for hours on end talking to you about that, about how attention is the new currency. Pliable. What do you mean?
I don't know what that means. Let me tell you something. My aunt is like a dictionary. Like she reads. Oh,
probably when I said palpable.
Okay, she said attention is the old currency too. You mean pliable web?
I did mean pliable. She's right. I said palpable. I meant pliable. Thank you, Auntie Tammy.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. Miles said it's not working. I'm gonna have to put the link up there, and you go. I'm wondering if he could click on the link.
I'm gonna send it. Accept. I just sent your friend request, Mega. Accept my friend request.
He said, to a degree, personally, I believe that social media platforms that has been created and put to use as our mediums or exchange platforms for thought, ideas, and information. But in order for this to happen, the need to be a user or someone attentive.
Wait, read that again. I was over here trying to find the link so I could share it to Mega.
He said, to a degree, personally, I believe that social media platforms that has to be created and put to use are mediums or exchange platforms for thought, ideas, and information. But in order for this to happen, the need to be a user or someone attentive.
True to a degree, personally, I believe the social media.
Put it back. Oh, I'm sorry. You can see it up there.
Put to use
our medium. I think that people don't look at triggers as much as we should.
He's right. But people get so lost in it. That's how they get triggered by the stuff they see on it, because they forget that social media and real life are two things. And people spend so much time trying to be real, even on social media. You don't gotta be. Social media is fake as hell.
Unless you're doing it for some positive, unless you're doing it for something that's trying to be beneficial and business. I think that for that type of stuff, it's not. People could still be fake with that too.
You will get lost in it. You'll get lost in trying to create an image.
Oh yeah, or trying to prove
trying to prove instead of doing the actual work internally, behind the scenes, being who you say you are in real life.
I know that I don't want to have negative triggers. We all have them, but I don't like when I allow a trigger of mine to get out of character or get out of whack, especially knowing like the growth and what I worked on to be where I'm at now and trying to continue to be. Sometimes I'll be like, dang, like, why did you let that, why did you even, So I think that, yeah, we definitely, it's something that we have to continue to work on. Like Miles said, it's human nature, and we are gonna have triggers. It's in us. If anybody tries to say they don't have a trigger, listen. Or even like we said, I think a lot of our triggers stem from childhood stuff, though. Honestly, I think a lot of our triggers stem from childhood.
A lot of it can come from childhood, and people think, oh, I'm grown now, and I've grown out of, but you don't grow out of a lot of stuff, and it's not until you really open up that you realize, damn, this has been an issue since I was a kid.
Yep.
This has been an issue since I was a kid.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then so talking to people, being able to vent and think about the stuff you're saying. Because when you speak, words are magic, like they say. Words are very magical. Words are powerful. So, and hearing yourself speak about things will get you to reset your brain. Because you can hear somebody tell you something all day, and it might not apply. You know what I mean? It might not. But if you record yourself saying, this is a problem and I need to fix it, and you listen to that every day, you're going to fix it.
Right.
You're telling yourself to fix it, and you're like, damn, it's a different level of honesty and words. So like when you're speaking to somebody, you're able to vent, and you talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and you complain. After the complaints get out, you start to think about what you're complaining about, and you start to think about, damn, maybe I should look at it this way, and maybe I should. Damn, I see what this person has been saying about that. You know what I mean? You start to understand where you're going wrong.
And I don't know where he's at. I'm sorry, I'm definitely listening to you. Miles was trying to get on. It's showing him, but it's not. I don't think he actually came in like he should have.
It's showing. What, I don't know.
It's showing, but he had Miles. You have your camera off, and I think that it's not letting me put you up here. It says social media is advertising.
It's supposed to be used for advertising, and sometimes people advertise themselves. That's all they can advertise is themselves.
Right. So I guess we all can, well, yep, us, the viewers, I think that we all just can confirm or agree that we all have triggers, some positive, some, a lot I think might be negative, but I think a lot could be positive. I just think it depends on the situation. Then we learn what you just talked about, the different kinds, the external, the internal, and what was the other one?
Synthetic.
Synthetic, because that was cool. You know, I didn't know that. I mean, I definitely get the external ones. Like they said, if you smell something or you might eat something that reminds you of something that's your grandmother made, and that's definitely a good trigger.
You know what else is a trigger that I've experienced? Like after a relationship, you hanging out with your friends that's in a relationship, and you seeing them being lovey-dovey, and that's a negative trigger because now it reminds you of what you had at a time. Because you could think about the negative stuff and be like, yeah, I don't want to go back to that, but at the same time, it'll make you feel. You can feel sad or feel. I've been in that place where I'm around my friends, like, damn, I kind of miss my. You know what I mean? I kind of miss this person. I kind of miss that person. But then you got to remember why are you missing them in the first place?
Right. I don't know. I would say, I mean, if you're still healing in that situation, I think that you're gonna be triggered by it, no matter what type of atmosphere you're in. If you're healing from something that's a negative trigger, I will positive triggers. Hey, I can have positive triggers all day. Like I won't mind having positive triggers all day.
Facts.
But
what do you do when you triggered? What to do when triggered? Not even what do you do. What to do when triggered? Learn your stress signature. I'm reading something.
Oh, okay.
It says 1, learn your stress signature. The first step is to recognize that you are being triggered. As soon as the signs start in your body, each one of us has a unique stress signature, in which one of 3 things jolt us into the fight, flight, or freeze response. Increased heart rate, sweating, or muscle tension. Pay close attention to the next time you feel triggered and see which of these is most prominent for you. Biofeedback can be very helpful if you can't figure it out on your own. I'm gonna pause.
Go ahead.
I've been recently noticing right when I'm triggered about something. I notice a lot of stuff and I'm very attentive. And it's been recently I noticed if I'm having a conversation, if somebody wants to strike up a conversation, and I know it's a difficult conversation or something that I don't want to, you know what I mean? I've found myself fidgeting with stuff around me, and it's anxiety. Or I'll be on my computer and I'll pull up solitaire and start playing solitaire as they're talking to me. And I used to play solitaire a lot when I was a kid on my computer.
I know, I love solitaire.
You know, I'll pull up solitaire and play that as a distraction. But I'm listening to the conversation, but I need something that I feel uneasy. You get what I'm saying? And so I find something to do. And I don't know if people realize that within themselves. That's a big way to notice. And I seen my mother do it. We had a conversation yesterday. And we were having, it seemed like I wasn't trying to make it a difficult conversation, but she started fidgeting with stuff in the car door. And I'm like, yo, she's getting anxious. I do that when I'm getting anxious. I'm like, Ma, relax. I'm not attacking you or nothing. You know what I mean? And that's how I was able to notice to try to calm her down from it. I'm like, damn, I do that. You know
so you notice the trigger within her because it's something that you deal with.
Because it's something I deal with. You know what I'm saying? But it took for me to notice, had I not seen that in myself, I could have probably perceived it as her trying to not listen to what I'm saying. Or trying to help me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But see, that's where the communication comes in at too. But you know, like you said, some people don't want to share their triggers. Some people deal with deep-rooted triggers, and it's like, I'm not going to share that with you. I'm just going to deal with it how I deal with it. And sometimes it's like, however you perceive it is how you're going to perceive it. But this is something I'm actually dealing with. Sometimes you can tell a person it's not towards them or, you know, whatever. But like we said in the beginning, the person going to perceive something how they want to perceive it.
Sometimes people have fought really hard to get out of that place. And they still think about it from time to time, but they don't want to hear about it and jump deep back into it because they're like,
right.
They just want to block it out.
Right.
And that's a huge problem because if you don't deal with it, you're going to be.
Well, I definitely want to talk about that too, like how people we kind of talked about the healing thing, but even just trying to block things and sweep things under the rug all the time, like That is like not okay. And I think, I don't know, people feel like it is. Like, I'm just gonna like, you're not dealing with it. Like, you sweeping it under the rug is not dealing with it. I'm gonna come back to that later. By the time you come back to that later, it's gonna be 100 more things piled on top of that dust that you never dealt with. And that creates the person you are. That helps to create the character built within you that is a part of you. And it can be negative things. And we all have dealt with bad things, but we have to learn to overcome those things. Like, and learning our triggers, knowing them. Say it again. We have to acknowledge them. We have to work on them if they're bad triggers. Or if we know, like you said, you know, you started playing solitaire or whatever because you don't want to be that deep in that trigger that you know, if one of your friends are talking and it starts triggering you, you figured out a way to say, hey, I'm going to deal with this way. They might think I'm trying to do this, but listen, this is how I can protect myself from this trigger.
Exactly. And like, I've gotten into it with my baby mother because she has moments where she does the same thing. Like, I'm coming to her with a tough thing that I'm trying to express. This is a problem. And she don't want to hear it. And I'm thinking like, you're just trying to ignore me, but it's anxiety. Now I'm at a place where I can recognize, yo, you being anxious, and I understand that you're anxious. Chill out. With anybody, not even just my baby mother, but anybody, my mom, with friends, with, you know what I mean? Like, I would have been a person before that would think that, no, all right, this person just, they don't want to hear what I got to say. They're ignoring it. But that's, again, that's an internal trigger. That's a internal trigger in my head, feeling like I'm being dismissed. And that
and you know what? Let me tell you something. I'm going to bring up the example of what you just said. I could tell that's a trigger of yours because one time on the show, you felt like I was doing that to you and I wasn't. And so I just ignored you. But you felt like I was doing it purposely and I wasn't. I felt like you was about to try. Yeah, I felt like you was going to try to argue. So I was just like, I'm not about to even. And like, but you felt like what you just said. And I remember that day clearly. And I'm like, oh, he wild. Like, it wasn't even what he was thinking, but you were triggered by that because obviously it happened to you before and it triggered you and you probably was like, oh, word Shantae? Like, and in reality,
that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, word, all right, you know what? But I'm glad I'm see, that's why we good friends. Because we're very open and communicating with stuff.
Yep, I'll cuss Webb out 1 second and then talk to him after. All right, I'm about to add Miles on finally because I couldn't get him on at first.
Y'all can hear me?
Oh, hi. Yeah,
we can see you, but we can hear you.
Oh, it just hung up. I don't know what happened, but yes, I remember that day, and that definitely was a trigger. But I think too, like sometimes we could tell stuff that trigger our friends and our close ones and our loved ones. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I just the whole trigger thing. Like I didn't even think about like yesterday when you was talking to me. And I was just listening to you about it. And I was like, But then like afterwards, when I got the phone, even today, I kind of was thinking about it. And I'm just like, yo, it makes a lot of sense. Like this topic is important because a lot of us just think that it's okay to react the way that we do with certain triggers and certain things in our life. And it shouldn't be like that.
Oh, he said, Miles, give me a minute. I have no audio, no visual. I have audio, no visual. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, that's cool. If you wanted to call in and talk, that's fine.
Yeah, you could do that too. But and then they gave some good examples. Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna finish the list later of because that was just the first one.
Hey, lit.
We lit. hold on. We get back to what
So you know, I'm sorry, like I was a little in and out, but what I was trying to say was in regards to like the external triggers, right? The human brain only does three, like it reacts in 3 ways. You feel me? It can recall things, it can remember things, it could be reminded of things. So when you was talking about those synthetic triggers, like for example, you probably see a McDonald's sign and you'll be triggered to say, fuck it, I'm not hungry, but a nigga wants some fries. You feel me? Scientists know, there's scientists that work with McDonald's that know human triggers and stimuli. They know the colors to use to grab your attention. They know the scents to use to make you remember when you were 11-year-old and riding your bike and remembering all this weird shit. Why you think, for example, not to go off topic, but why you think a shrink, right? When you think about them, they have you lay down, they have you relax, and they say, okay, think about a time when you were happy. And what were you doing? And what were you thinking about? And what was on the trees? And what was in the air? What did it smell like? What, you know what I mean? What they're doing is running through your visual in your mind.
Mental visual, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And their voice is that synthetic trigger in a sense that's guiding you.
Yeah.
So when they ask you what color did you have on at your birthday party, you're gonna remember the shirt, the shoes, who was sitting across from you, what you ate. Shit, you might even smell a whiff of that shit, and the shit won't even be around you.
And the day before, you probably would have never remembered that in the last 5 to 10 years.
Exactly. So what happens now when you in a relationship, right? You gotta remember your other half is your other half. That's why the queen is the strongest piece on the chessboard, because she know everything about the king.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's why pillow talking is a dangerous sport. You better watch who you talking to and who you laying with. You know what I'm saying?
What? Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So when you got somebody that's toxic, you feel what I'm saying? A toxic person is someone that knows that they're no good for you and that they know that you deserve a greater good. But let me show you something. They're so toxic, right, within themselves, right? They don't. If they can't have you, no one will. You feel me? So they're gonna keep trying to pull you down and down and down and down. But after a while, like, you gotta let go of that anchor, baby.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because the devil is so dangerous. And like they say, the devil in a tight dress, but the devil does wear Prada. You feel me? But the devil is so dangerous, right? That it'll wipe himself out.
It will.
That's how dangerous the devil is. So when you're dealing with somebody that's making you feel lesser and lower than who you are, that's not good, because they don't love themselves. Right. And if they love themselves enough, they would let you go and find betterment. You feel what I'm saying? And add on to that betterment. Because let me show you something. Every lesson is every lesson is a blessing.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? What didn't kill you only made you stronger. Like, we're in the best shape of our lives. I mean, look at us. Look at what we've been through. Look at what we've overcome. We're in the best shape of our lives. Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to grow through what you go through. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm only here now because of what I've overcome.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm able to share that with you. Like, I've been lied to and I done lied to. I've been cheated on and I've done cheated. So I've been around a little bit. I'm a little bit seasoned. So you got to know what you dealing with in order to deal with it correctly. You know?
Because if you don't know what you're dealing with, you're not going to deal with it correctly.
You're not going to deal with it. And when you know it's either listen, I learned this in jail. If you don't know your worth, you're worthless.
Woo!
If you can't, what whole said?
If you don't know your worth, you worthless.
That's true.
You feel me? Like, what's the difference between a $20 bill and a newspaper with a piece of shit on it? The newspaper with a piece of shit on it ain't really worth too much, but the $20 bill will get you around town. So you got to align yourself with nothing but the best. Like, don't let nobody treat you like a newspaper with a piece of shit on it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Big gem dropped right there, boy.
Are you kidding me? So people only gonna do what you allow.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't see nobody playing with no fucking scorpion like that, or no fucking hyena, or no fucking jaguar, because they know what the fuck gonna happen to them.
It's like that story of the man with the snake, or the woman with the snake. She found the snake in the road, and it was hurt. And she took it with her, but the snake nursed it. She nursed it back to health, and it bit her. Like, why would you bite me? And I did all this for you. And said, you knew I was a snake when you found me.
Right.
Hey, listen, it ain't no emotions at the motherfucking bank. It ain't no emotions at the bank.
I ain't never heard that till now. That's good.
Emotion. See, let me show you something. See, a woman deserves everything that she gets because she create people. Y'all better stop playing with these women like they make people. Women make people.
Miles, come through it.
Look at her, yo.
Sorry, go ahead. I was getting a little imp. Wait, hello.
That was a positive trigger.
See, now social media trying to cut him off because he was saying some real
That
That little pussy got some. Excuse my language, but that shit got some power, man. You gotta respect that woman. She make people, so you know I hold women to the highest regard in my book because you know I've learned a lot from a woman. I was raised by a strong woman, and you know one thing about women, you can't live with them, but you damn sure can't live without them.
Say that.
That is
You
fact.
feel me? So and even for my brothers, like we got to learn to respect ourselves and appreciate ourselves and know our own self-worth. Because if you ain't going to respect yourself, why should someone else come and respect you?
Right.
Yes.
You
Yes.
feel me? You got to set the standard.
Yes. That's facts.
You hear,
My
Miles?
boy came in here dropping gems. That's what I'm
No,
talking.
you know, it's just, you know, I've been through a lot of shit in a short period of time. You know, I'm 29 years wise. So, you know, I'm blessed to have this insight. You know, I had to go through the mud for this shit. A lot of people don't like going through the mud.
Right.
They want to stay where it's pretty at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to pay for this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. Shit, you talk about shit. They don't call me Miles Mega for nothing. It's big over here.
Yo, I gotta come check you, Mega. Real shit.
Hey, Wab, you already know we already won under the sun. Stop playing with me.
That's
So
a
Miles,
fact.
what's a trigger for you?
Well, a trigger. I'm gonna be so honest with you. A trigger for me is me setting, because I do it to myself, but when I set my expectations so high for someone or in a situation or for something to go a certain way, because I'm a Gemini, and when that shit don't go that way, I be distraught. Like I be so distraught. Like I be
like that too sometimes.
I be so broken. Like, and I had to learn this. Like my kid's mother, she taught me a lot about myself. Like she would always tell me, like, yo, you're a big fucking baby. Like when you don't get your way, bro, like you're a different person. And at first I didn't want to believe it because I'm so used to shit going my way that, you feel me? It's either going to go my way or I'm going to persuade it to go my way. And if it don't go my way, then fuck you. You feel me? But I learned I couldn't be like that.
Not to cut you, bro. You an only child or no?
No, I'm not. I'm not the only child, but I'm the only male in my mother's home.
Okay.
I don't live with my mom, but you know what I mean? Yeah, so you know, like I had to learn, like, don't nobody owe you shit. Your mother did enough for you. She raised you. Now you got to go out there and get it on your own. And any woman that know her worth, like, she ain't gonna give her hard-earned shit to no nigga that ain't deserving or worthy of it. You feel what I'm saying? So I learned a lot from a woman, man. Like, you gotta respect that woman, man. Praise that woman, man. Love that woman, even if she's not gonna be with you. You feel me?
She gotta love herself too.
She gotta love herself, and you gotta love yourself first. And that's our problem. Like, we so trying to love other people that we forgetting to love ourselves in the process.
Oh, I've been on that road a lot.
Work on ourselves, love ourselves, heal, do
you know,
the same things that we would do for
love. You know what you know why I love my last girlfriend so much? Let me tell you what she taught me. She said, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. Listen, I like you and all that, man, but you gotta get your shit together. You feel me? Holla at me in 90 days. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? And I'm gonna kick it to you real. And you know what? I would love it even more for that because that's me. That's a reflection of me. Kick it to me real, but don't kick it at all. I don't want that shit. If you ain't gonna be real, I don't want it, baby. Shit, the ass could be fake, the head could be fake, titties could be fake, but your mind got to be authentic, baby.
Right. Oh, I respect that.
Word.
I respect that.
You know, I'm trying.
I know I always see you. Oh, thank you too, because I do see that you come up here a lot and you do view and you do come on our show. So I definitely appreciate you for supporting the Talk with TZ show.
You know what? I appreciate y'all for believing in yourselves. Because it started with y'all. It started with an idea, and now it's just manifesting into a bigger reality. So it's bigger than y'all. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like God don't make mistakes.
He does not.
Say that.
You know, look how big this universe is. You see what I'm saying? Like y'all just manifesting his glory, his beauty, his strength, wisdom, and beauty. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you just letting it manifest through you all. You feel what I'm saying? Like this is a dope concept that you all have. I'm thankful to be on your platform. I'm definitely going to tell more individuals about it like that. Feel me?
Thank you.
Yeah, we thankful for having you here. You came and dropped a load of gems on. What? You just came like a minor, bro. You came and dropped gems on us, huge, bro. Thank you, thank
I
you.
appreciate.
Yo, boy,
Hey, you know, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm a reflection of y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for real, for real.
Oh, thank you.
Likewise, brother.
See,
Definitely.
and you hear him, it's like some of the triggers or the things he been through in life, and even how he talked about his ex-girlfriend, like, but he turned that trigger, he took from what she said, and he realized that, yo, maybe that's something that internally I deal with, or maybe it's a trigger of mine for whatever reason, but Miles decided to turn that around, like, nah, I gotta do better. Like, I gotta accept that this is what it really is about me, which a lot of us have a hard time doing, accepting the bad about us or the things that we need to work on and heal from. But Miles, you decided to do that, so that's popping. That's what a lot of us, a lot more people need to hold themselves accountable when it comes to that.
Yes, indeed.
I definitely appreciate y'all.
Breaking up.
Oh no,
it went missing. Oh, okay. That was cool right now. Oh, there you go. I think he back on.
You there, bro?
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, let me see. Wait, I don't know. Oh, is he up there? All right. It's saying he's up there. You up there, Miles? Well, until he comes on, I was looking at something, and it says that studies indicate that women are twice as likely to suffer from anxiety and that they have far more stress triggers than men do. Women, it seems, have on average 4 times more anxiety triggers than men. Through experience, we learn to anticipate danger and store danger triggers in our subconscious mind.
And that is what I be saying a lot of times on my staff, but it comes across as attacking women because women get triggered and they get defensive about it. And it's like, I'm not here to tell y'all that you're doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to give you some information about life. You get what I'm saying? But it's true. It's you're gonna find that more so in women because they're I don't want to say men are the more dominant of the two species. You know what I'm saying? Naturally. Women are more smarter because y'all deal more with emotion. And y'all emotional intelligence, emotion is stronger than your mental is supposed to be stronger than your emotion. It's supposed to control it. You're supposed to be able to, but emotions are very, very, very strong. And women have emotional intelligence. And that's why women are smarter than men. You know what I mean? Y'all emotional intelligence. But as far as triggers and anxieties and stuff, y'all are more susceptible to that kind of stuff. Being that the mind, I don't want to say the mind is weaker because that's going to come out wrong to women.
Don't say that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because it's not that the mind is weak. Y'all minds are very strong because y'all deal with a lot of stuff that men could probably not take on.
But talk about that.
But y'all are easier to be.
Yeah, because we are emotional
in the Bible. Yeah,
and because we are emotional. That's us. And I think too, like when men understand. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think too, like when men understand that, like how women are, even us as women understand maybe how men are. Like men, like y'all like to get straight to the point. Like, what is it you need me to do? What is it like? As a female, we have to learn that, and then as men, you guys have to learn that we are emotional, and sometimes you might have to play into that. Sometimes you might just have to.
Scenic route. I call it the scenic route. You gotta go through the motions of the emotions and get to the final place. Because then you'll make it stronger.
This was a good show, Webb.
I do this, man. I do this. Let me stop. Don't do that side look.
You about to get hung. You about to get. How did I end you? Because you know what? No, but
this was a great show.
So before we get off, because it's about to be 7:30. And I don't want to linger it, but because we had a good set. Do you have anything else that you want to add to our topic today about triggers? And thank you, Miles, if you're still listening. That was great. I'm glad you came on and said what you had to say.
I was just going to give the 5 because I mentioned learn your stress signature. Okay. The second one is calm the body, like Mega was saying, when you go to a shrink and they tell you to relax and Once you understand your personal stress response, you can nip the cascade of anxiety in the bud by doing the opposite action. Deep breathing exercises can calm a racing heart. Holding on to ice can literally chill you out. I didn't know that's a thing. And maybe that's why women chew ice or eat ice when they're stressed. And progressive muscle relaxation will allow bodily tension buildup. Calming the body is an essential grounding step. Anxiety causes a frenzied and disorganized mindset. Like Mega said, don't make a decision when you're upset.
Right.
Making it very difficult to use healthy coping skills. We interpret reality according to our mood. So when we are anxious, our perception of threat is higher. And we cannot objectively problem solve. We are literally not thinking straight. So
right.
When you find yourself getting into the stress and triggers, and take a second, step away from the situation, relax,
right,
and come back to it with a calmer. You know what I mean? You might figure it out a lot easier. It says 3, label your emotions without judgment. Being honest with yourself, like we were saying. Once your body and thoughts are calm, get clear on what exactly triggered you and what emotions you felt before, during, and after the event. Again, like Meg was saying about the shrink. For most of us, it is usually a reaction related to the themes of safety and security, and tied to another. And that's what women want: safety and security. That's why they're more susceptible to it. And tied to another time in our lives where we felt similarly threatened and powerless. 4, do not give into avoidance, which is don't use the flight thing all the time. Trying to not think about our traumatic life events is very common, but actually sets the stage for being triggered, which I was explaining earlier. A large part of us would love to put our head in the sand and pretend like terrible things never happened. My mom does that. Remember what you resist persists.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. I gotta write that down. Remember what you resist persists.
The more we put something down, the more force it has when it inevitably pops back up. Long-term avoidance increases the likelihood we will develop a disabling level of post-traumatic stress disorder, a treatable condition in which people experience overwhelming emotional or physical symptoms when triggered and get stuck in a cycle of hypervigilance where they are always being on the lookout for what can go wrong. After you label the emotions you had in response to the trigger, then process and feel the feelings with a trusted person in a safe and supportive environment. A mental health professional specializing in trauma is ideal. So that's
I like all of these. I like all of these recommendations on how to deal with triggers.
I wanted to say something about the avoiding something and it becomes a problem when it, you know what I mean, popping back up. I'm about to be really transparent right now. Don't judge me, but growing up, I had an issue again, dealing with, anytime I brought a girl to meet my mother would throw me under the bus. This is not saying anything, you know what I mean, not to throw my mom under the bus and make her look, but anytime, you know what I mean, she'd throw me under, and she would do that a lot with different things. But so I developed a fear of talking to women based on what my mother would say about me and to me, and how I would, you know what I mean, women ain't gonna like you for this, or women ain't gonna like you for that, or da. And so I developed a fear.
It got embedded in your head.
It got embedded in my head. You know what I mean? So I was always, and as I got older, I realized dudes say some really off the wall, lame things trying to talk to females. And I thought I was being lame, saying some stuff that was just normal. You get what I'm saying? But I've grown out of it now. But like I was so afraid to try to talk to women, and it developed into an addiction of porn.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Instead of trying to talk to a female, because like I would get, I would feel some kind of, or be like, she not gonna like me. She gonna think this of me, or I would try and then get deterred and step away. And you know what I mean? I developed watching porn, you know what I mean, as a coping mechanism.
Oh.
And as I gotten older, it became more harmful than helpful, because then I found myself in relationships where I would, step away and, probably watch some porn or something. And then when it's time for the bedroom activities, I'm not up to par for the bedroom activities. And now in her head, she's thinking something. You get what I'm saying?
You're doing something, or
but it's not even to that. And it's hard to just explain what I was watching porn. Cause they're not. Cause ain't nobody trying to hear that. Like what? Okay, so what? I watch porn too. What I got to do with
Right.
what's going on? But they don't get it. You know what I mean? But
Oh.
reading that, that's a thing that I've experienced. Like trying to push that, and as I've gotten older, I've had to open up more to talking to them. Meeting my baby mother was a big break in that. I didn't experience any of the anxiety. Meeting her, talking to her, getting to know her. So I was like, this is the perfect person. I found my one person.
Mm.
But it turned out being a semi-toxic relationship. You know what I mean? We still got the ups and downs.
Y'all getting it together.
Yeah. Trying to at least anyway.
Try to get, yes, let's think positive.
I mean, as far as be
for this year.
cordial, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a huge example of something.
Thanks for being transparent with that.
You know what I mean? Like,
but see, that's wow. Okay.
It was a big thing.
I can see how. I mean, I can see basically what you said about being afraid to talk to girls because it was always put in your head that you basically was belittled. So you basically felt like these girls really probably think this way about me, or
these girls women just think this way about me in general, but it's not the case. And you know what I mean? I should have probably shared this during the mommy's daddy issues episode.
Yeah, you talked about
a little bit.
Well, you didn't talk about that, but you talked about your mom. Oh my God! So I'm gonna be transparent too before we end the show. Hi, Tyshawn, what's up? So I could be transparent about something that triggers me. So I've talked about this plenty of times where I've told you guys that I basically, in certain relationships or men that I've dealt with, I basically kind of like was used, took care of them like financially, material wise, you know, buying them things like that. And I still, not because I'm not in a relationship right now, but it's still a little trigger for me that like, because I don't mind doing for my other half. Like, honestly, I actually love to like buy things and spoil my, you know, but I had to learn that I need to get that back, that same energy back. But now it's like, I'm so standoffish with it that I'm going to think that if a man like wants something, or maybe even just, you know, because you got to treat men good too. A part of me feels like I'm about to be used, and it'll make me not want to deal with that man. And I think that has to do with the triggers of me being used by men before my life. So now it's something that I'm still working on.
So now you are trying to avoid those kind of situations, and you and you might find yourself. I'm not saying that you will, but it could manifest itself as you missing out on the person that's meant for you because you like
right, and that's what I'm scared of still being triggered by being used, that I could be potentially missing out on somebody that really isn't trying to use me, but in my head I'm like, ooh, you're giving me these vibes of, you know, or I've been through or I think, you know, I've been through this, so I think that you're going to be the same exact way or do the same exact. And I think that just gives me such a hard time. And I could admit that maybe that's a trigger of mine that I still have to work on and heal from and deal with. Why? Since we're being transparent.
Another thing where I've pushed back, writing. I'm as y'all see, I can speak very well. I do a lot of reading, so I write how I would like to read. When I write things, if I give my focus to something and I write, it's a beautiful piece of work. Mm-hmm. But I find myself throughout my life, I find myself a lot of times avoiding doing the work. Like I've had classes where I just had to write a paper or write, you know what I mean? And teachers have come to me like, yo, why aren't you doing my work? I see you can do good work because I've chosen to do this assignment and maybe this assignment because that's what I wanted. I wanted to do.
It relates to you. You ain't, yeah.
My nephew calling. He gonna have to wait.
We got 5 minutes.
I've now when it's time to write and do work and form a career around it.
Oh, yes.
I got you. But I don't want to say I've dimmed myself, but the creative spirit to make it happen, it takes more work now to get out of me than it did before. You know what I mean? And that's bad. Because right now my career should be flourishing with my writing, and it's not, because I got to get back into the habit of doing it.
I think too that just comes from dealing with a lot of personal things in your life, going through different stages to where that maybe that might be a purpose, and it's gonna make itself back around. It's gonna make itself back around that corner. It's gonna come back around. But sometimes when we dealing with so much real life, personal things, and just life in general, the part that's most important for us that we know we need to tap into, sometimes it's hard for us to do that. But you acknowledging it, that alone is a start, Web.
Yes. Now I got to do something about it now. I've been acknowledging it for years.
Yeah, so now you got to put some action
behind it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes. Okay.
5. We got one more. It says correct your thinking about the trauma, which is what you're just saying. Funny. Correct your thinking about the trauma. The long-term psychological impact of trauma lies in how it shapes our beliefs about other people, the world, and ourselves. Our brain has a strong need to understand threat and often provides us with emotional shortcut explanations to allow us to push the pain way down and out of awareness. That was like how I was saying about creating the perception of, oh, this mean this and that, but it's just you doing that to make yourself feel better. And
short term, yes.
And short term satisfaction. Common explanations include no one can be trusted, or I make bad decisions. A consequence of these trauma-related beliefs is that we become untrusting of others or ourselves. We can start to suspect that everyone has an agenda with thoughts like, the person I used to trust could hurt me so badly. Why not this person?
Yo.
Yeah.
We
often blame ourselves when bad things happen, ruminating about all the ways we could or should have done things differently to change an outcome we really had no or little control over. When we hold on to these beliefs without processing the emotions underneath, our nervous system can get stuck on high alert and lead to an inability to relax. Social isolation, like I was saying earlier, being alone could be a trigger. Fitful sleep and strained relationships. All things that we've had episodes on.
Right, and we talked about this today too, all of these different things when it came to triggers. So what a good way to end the show.
Learning to calm yourself and exploring your trauma-related beliefs, processing them with a trusted person, and balancing these thoughts against other possible explanations will help. Then the next time you experience a trigger, the anxiety you feel will not be as overwhelming.
So I like that. That's a good way to end our show. Again, Web, this was a great topic.
This was a great topic.
Yes, it was. I think it was something that we all needed, even the viewers that watch it after. I want to thank you to all the viewers that came on to the show that decided to give us their triggers, and
thanks for coming and sharing your experiences.
Yes.
And your point of view, and schooling us, putting us on to a lot of stuff. Because we learned a lot today.
Respect us, woman. You heard him.
Yeah, of course. Yo, I ever told you the story when Saluna yelled that at me in church? Women need to be respected. I'm gonna tell you about that after the show.
Yeah, because I want to say we're not about to do this right now.
I'm gonna tell you about that after the show. That was crazy. That was crazy, yo. It's like God came through her, was speaking through her. It was nuts.
Okay, we gonna call each other after.
Yeah, I got you.
But thank you again to all the viewers. We're gonna be back next week with another one, with another topic. You guys make sure you tune in. Thank you always for those that share, that like, that comment. Like, it definitely means a lot to us, and it helps us, to push forward and just keep going and, know that walking in the right path. And we just want you guys to understand your triggers, work on them. Where maybe you could post, you don't even got to post like the definitions, but maybe those 5 different things to help, make your triggers better, or how to deal with them. Maybe you could post that and tag me in it or something like that, so some of our viewers could see, this is what we talked about tonight. We talked about triggers, and it's something that every last one of us have, whether it's good triggers. If it's good triggers, we want those type of triggers. If it's bad triggers and things we've been through and we have to learn to heal from them, we have to be accountable to understand it, and we have to also be accountable to want to work on it and not just sweep it under the rug.
Yes.
Right? Yes. All right. So, Web, I want everybody to have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all.
Have a good night,
too.
And I'm your girl. Z. Wait, I want to play a little bit of my song before we go.
Oh, triggered. Yeah, no trigger.
Yep. This was a good show, Web.
Thank you. This was a great show.
All right, oh, y'all see me with my Enlighten Me shirt on?
Oh, I need one of those. I need one of those.
Yes, well, I already talked to you about what we doing, so
yes,
we're gonna have to talk with TZ stuff real soon. Everybody have
merchandise.
A good night. Enjoy the
Everybody have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for tuning in.
Good night.